Alright folks, welcome to another beer review with the only man who can somehow pull off a nicotine stained moustache. Yeah, got another Oktoberfest-ish sort of beer, although I wouldn't really say this beer style has too much to do with Oktoberfest itself. But a little bit before I start, just seen on an Instagram page called Indie Sleaze, which is like photos from, you know, like indie music, like Reign Supreme in the early to mid 2000s, and then like 2010s before, you know, next thing we're classing Sam Fender as indie and stuff like that. Not that I've got a problem with Sam Fender. I think he's done some pretty good songs, but it like sort of like captures that sort of Skins era aesthetic, even though I could not stand the program Skins. And of course ALDI sound system, probably one of the most important bands from that era, if not of all time. And James Murphy, full respect here. They posted like a photo of like Alexa Chung from that era. Fuck me. What a wonderful woman Alexa Chung is, by the way. I mean, she's still stunning. A bit more high fashion nowadays because of her stardom and starting her own clothing line and stuff. But like proper, she sat there, makeup's running a little bit, hair's a little bit greasy. She sat on a stairwell, on a chair, having a cigarette. Just pure vibe and a half. So I think I need some beer to cool myself down a little bit. I will not apologise for being a pervert, but Alexa Chung is genuinely one of the most beautiful women of all time. Anyway, I digress. Just about to put some pretzels in the oven. I'm going to jazz them up a bit with a slice of Jarlsberg, not German, I know. And then also a slice of ham. So proper train station bakery in Germany food there, which was one of my favourite things when I was coming to and from Germany, getting off at Regensburg train station. Bakery right next to the entrance itself. Well, there was like a couple, and can't remember what the place was called, but it was very, very similar in terms of that chicken place in Breaking Bad, in terms of the branding. Although that baker had been there for a hell of a long time, or heck of a long time. Let's get those chicken fowl references in there. And it was just something so satisfying about getting a pretzel with a piece of cheese, a piece of ham or salami on top, like baked into it. Bit of herbage, bit of pepper. Mate, I could live on that stuff. So I'm gonna somewhat replicate that. And of course, it's an Oktoberfest-ish type beer, so we've got to throw a German reference in there somewhere. Anyway, almost 4 minutes in, we've got the Dunkel from Foundary, who is actually brewed by Freedom Brewery. I think they're probably more known for their like lager, which pops up a hell of a lot around. So yeah, a Dunkel beer, dark lager, brewed in partnership with Freedom Brewery, 4.4% ABV. I do love a good Dunkel, don't get me wrong, criminally underrated style. But I don't know, I don't like it when you get these Oktoberfest seasons, and it's not just here in the UK, but like when, let's say, Sam Adams does their Oktoberfest box, there's probably going to be like 1 or 2 bottles of the Oktoberfest special for that year. And then the rest is just like a lager-oriented mix pack, which makes sense because what do you primarily drink during Oktoberfest? Copious amounts of lager. So, you know, it's sort of within that, but I'd much rather have like a Märzen. And speaking of Oktoberfest beers, I did actually pick up a few So you will be seeing these videos dotted from between now, which is the 20th of September, probably long past the end of Oktoberfest, because that's a great thing. Sometimes you get some really cheap Oktoberfest beers once that Oktoberfest period has ended. So yeah, it's not necessarily a theme, but we will have some festish related reviews. Which, by the way, if you've got an Aldi near you, Paulaner Oktoberfest beer is like £1.29 a bottle. Went to Booths and Aldi in Burscough. There was literally one bottle of the not Augustina, which is available on Beers of Europe as of recording this video, so I'll have to pick up a bottle of that because it's my favourite Oktoberfest beer. But the Paulaner Oktoberfest beer in Aldi for like £1.29, £1.49. Bargain. It was also in Booths as well for like £1 more, so you know, still very good prices for what is a great beer. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Paulaner, we're here to talk about the Hop Foundry, brewed in collaboration with Freedom. So is Hop Foundry someone else and they've collaborated with Freedom, or is it, I don't know. Branding is perfect for this, and I like the use of Germanic font for the word Dunkel. So yeah, I'm really interested in this. I do like a Dunkel, and it's what you'd expect a Dunkel: dark brown, light bleeding through the bottom there, and Entschuldigung, German, and yeah, but at the same time, you've got that sort of like cola look to it. Head dissipated pretty quickly. It's just a lining of what I'd imagine would be an ever so slightly off-white head. And I've been sneezing all day, so hopefully my nose isn't blocked. Let's see what we get on the nose. Loads of like dark fruits, raisins, figs, that sort of thing. A little bit of like a spicy caramel. Big hit of a rye note coming through. Like freshly baked German rye bread. Full of flavour with chocolate, orange, dried fruits and spiced berry aromas. So you are getting that. It's a little bit more sort of fruitier and spicier than a lot of Dunkels that I remember anyway, because it's been a long time since I've had a Dunkel beer. But you do get those notes of that like soft, ever so slight chocolatey, caramelly sweetness coming through. It smells really damn good, so let's see what it tastes like. Prost, and to Alexa Chung, cheers. I tend to, when I think of a Dunkel beer, think of like a softer, fruitier, like cakey sort of lager. This almost has more traits of a Schwarzbier, which, don't get me wrong, I'm all for. I like a good Schwarzbier as well. But it's really a beautiful roasty, toasty flavour to it. Dare I say, ever so slight ember, smoky sort of characters. It's like a really dense rye bread as well. There is a little bit of sweetness there. Nice body to it. But to me, it tastes almost like a mixture of a Dunkel and a Schwarzbier. And I'm here for it because that's tasting really damn good. I know a few people who have tried this, who I've spoke to, I thought it was just okay. but I think they've done a damn good job. They really, really have. Is it what I would consider a Dunkel? Not that my opinion means absolutely anything, because who am I, really? No, not really. There are hints of it there, but at the same time, I do get a bit more of a Schwarz character, which I do like, and it does work. So, Oktoberfest edition. I get what they're doing, but it sort of gives off that impression that they've just potentially, and I'm not saying they have by any stretch, but it just screams of let's rebrand a pre-existing beer for the Oktoberfest season, which is something you see a hell of a lot, even from some German breweries, where a lot of the time, there's been times where I've had a fest beer or an Oktoberfest beer and taste it side by side to the Hellers from that same brewery. It tastes exactly the same, just slightly repackaged. I don't think it's like a common practice, but it's bound to happen, isn't it, really? But it fits into that playfulness of the Oktoberfest season. So I'm not going to, beat on it. I'm not going to beat it down. I'm not going to trash it by any stretch, or even like knock any points off or whatever because of that. But yeah, they did have a Heller's beer as well, which I thought I'll just, next door they've got a nice range of German lagers, so I'd much rather get that. But I would happily have that again. I really, really would. And the foodie in me is thinking, this would be perfect to go in a nice, hearty, salty, beefy stew. So it's a damn tasty beer. I'm going to enjoy the rest of it, very much so. And I would recommend it. For the price, you can't complain. And it's got a real sort of authenticity to it. But, as I said, doesn't, for me anyway, nail what a Dunkel beer is. But what is there is damn nice. And I do like the artwork on it. It's very smart looking. So if you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. If you've tried anything from either the Hop Foundry or Freedom Brewery, if they're not the same brewery, I'm not too sure, then let me know your thoughts, opinions, suggestions in the comments. What's some of your favourite Oktoberfest beers? And I'm about to make myself some pretzels with cheese and ham, which is the meal of kings. So yeah, cheers for watching. Apologies I keep wiping my nose, but all of a sudden, running. And yeah, to Alexa Chung, who is now unfortunately married. So dreams just come crashing down. Anyway, thank you for watching. Check out everyone involved in this beer. I'll try and put as much information as I can in the description, and I shall see you all later. Cheers.